Hi everyone, this is Jamie over at Next Fit Hillsboro. Today we are going to go over a couple of different variations of squatting. So we're going to go over the high bar back squat, the low bar back squat, the front squat, and the overhead squat, which is my personal favorite. So I am wearing my lifters. If you can't see, they give you a little bit of height in the background. They'll help you hit depth. They give you some better stability at the bottom of your squat. Also for the ladies, hair is up. You've probably seen some gym fail videos where someone might get their ponytail or their hair stuck under the bar and it pulls them backward. Kind of a nightmare. You want to avoid it. So we're going to go over the high bar back squat first. For me, as a vertically challenged person, high bar is my go-to. I'm going to have the bar set just slightly lower than my shoulder height. So I don't want to have to fight to get the bar off of the rack. If you have to come up onto your tippy toes, it's going to affect you a little bit. So I'm going to set up with the bar resting on my traps, which are these muscles that kind of stick out right at the bottom of the neck. So I'm going to have my hands in a little bit close here. And I'm resting the bar, like I said, right on the top of my shoulders. I'm going to go down into my nice low squat, butt back, knees out, and bring it back up. Most important thing is that we're keeping the bar right over the middle of the foot. We're keeping everything in the midsection super tight. So I don't want to overextend as I'm sticking my butt back. My shoulders are going forward, but I'm keeping everything super, super tight. For the low bar, this is typically better for somebody that's a little bit longer. They might have longer femurs. They might be a little bit taller. We're going to set that bar just a little bit lower. So your rack height might even be 1 or 2 notches lower than what you would do for a high bar back squat. So I really want to get that bar in between my shoulder blades. So I'm going to get a little bit lower underneath it. I'm going to unrack it, take my step back, and you can see how much lower I've got it where I'm squeezing my elbows back to hold it. I'm going to take a deep breath, sink down into my squat, and bring it back up. The benefit is that if you do have longer femurs, you're going to have a slightly more hinged squat, so you might have to fold over a little bit more. Having that low bar will keep that bar right in the center of the foot in a better position. So now we're going to go into the front squat, which is going to be holding your bar in that front rack position. So you really do have to do a little bit of mobility for your shoulders, specifically in your lat area, to be able to get those elbows up nice and high. And if you do experience pain in the wrists, try resting most of the weight of the bar on your shoulder, just on the fingertips. So I don't have a full grip on the bar. I'm just grabbing it with my fingertips. So again, hands are going to come in nice and close. I'm resting the bar in that front rack position, and I'm going to stay super upright on this squat. So I'm going to take a deep breath, core tight, elbows stay high, and I'm able to get nice and low there in that upright position. Not a lot of people are going to be able to hit that same depth. So you're going to have to kind of practice at it, because what happens is that it requires a lot more core stability. And as I'm losing that core stability, my elbows might drop, and then you're going to feel like the bar is going to dump off the front of your shoulder. So the goal is really to keep those elbows up nice and high. My personal favorite, the overhead squat. I would highly recommend starting with even just a PVC pipe or an empty bar for this, because it is really, really, really difficult. It requires a lot of stability throughout the entire body, and you have to have pretty good shoulder strength to do this. So for this part, you can do this from a front rack position. I like to do it from a back rack position because you have a wider grip on the bar. So I'm going to take wider than my shoulder grip on the bar. I'm going to unrack it like I'm going to do a back squat. And then I'm going to take the bar, press it up overhead. So I've got my feet in my squat stance. I'm pressing up on the bar and pulling apart. Big breath, getting low, bringing it back up, and then being really careful on that re-rack to dip my head forward, so that way on the way down, it doesn't hit me in the back of the head. So again, this kind of movement takes a lot of practice. If you are interested in doing Olympic weightlifting, this is kind of a necessity for that, but it is really just fun to kind of practice the balance. So those are 4 different squat variations that you can do. If you have any questions, feel free to ask a trainer. If you're interested in doing some training sessions so you can learn how to do something like an overhead squat, please send us a message, or you can comment here and we'll try to get back to you. Okay, enjoy, happy lifting.